Mr. Sharp, I think we just lost Jen.
Okay.
So I think it's just the two of us.
Yes.
So you're going to go first on this.
Okay.
Because the issue became, the overriding issue at Pittsburgh yesterday was the news that Tom Brady on Friday night opted to go all the way to New York to attend what was actually a wedding party, because nobody really knew that Mr. Kraft had already gotten married, but they announced their marriage at a wedding sort of party.
Right.
It was supposed to be a pre-party.
Right.
So it wasn't in the beginning that big a deal. It's possible Tom Brady knew already that they were married, but he went, which required him to stay over in New York and fly on his own to Pittsburgh the next day to meet the team instead of flying back to Tampa and flying with the team, which is a ritual that most players in my time, in your time, that's what you did.
Yes.
You got to fly with your teammates to the game. I don't know if you ever had some personal issue.
No. One time in Baltimore, we played Tampa in Tampa, and my grandmother was in the hospital, and I ended up flying. I stayed overnight, and I flew back. That was the only time that I would have done, but it had to be something dire. Mike Shanahan ain't letting me go to no wedding.
That is
my
correct.
best friend, Daryl McCormick Bucket, got married. Homeboy, I'm getting married, okay? I seen you gift. It was in August.
In August?
In August.
During camp?
Training camp. No.
Okay.
I wasn't going during the season. I wasn't going during training camp because here's the thing, Skip. When you look at it as a team, and I get that certain players, obviously John and TD, even occasionally to a lesser degree myself, had certain privileges. But going to a wedding, bro, I'm going to be looking at John sideways. I'm going to be looking at TD sideways. I know damn well you just didn't leave us to go to some wedding.
So how much do you believe that impacted the team, and how much did it have to do as an underlying factor in the loss that they shockingly suffered yesterday at Pittsburgh?
Let me tell you how I'm looking at it, Skip. I don't know how much it played into the loss, but I'm looking at it. Damn, how much has Brady invested? Would Brady have done this if he was in New England? For those 20 years, do you believe Brady would have done that? Because we knew he was 1,000% invested all the way. So Skip, now as a teammate, and I know Brady, he's great, and I would never deny him his greatness and his rightful place atop of the mantle. But Skip, I got to question some of the things that's going on. How invested is he? Because I see, hold on, okay, you went to a wedding, and now we got walkthroughs on Saturday that you don't show up for.
Yep.
So I'm looking like, damn, I mean, and it shows you look at Skip, the fewest points he scored through 6 games in his career, the fewest touchdown passes and yards per attempt since 2013, and the lowest QBR since its inception, I think, 2006. So something, I don't know what it is, something is not jiving, something is not adding up. Okay. But my biggest thing is, Skip, I would be questioning just how much Tom Brady and how much is the situation weighing on him. He looks like a man that has something on his mind. Yes, he's 45, but hell, he knew he was going to be 45 at the start of the season.
Okay, you could be right about all of the above. I was watching live on Fox after the Brady game ended, and I saw Sean Payton criticize Tom Brady for not flying with the team, and our man Terry Bradshaw strongly echoed those emotions.
Yeah.
I am with that, but here are all the issues involved. Remember, several Patriots did also go to the wedding party. It was David Andrews, Devin McCourty, and Matthew Slater. Well, they went because it's their owner.
Is that right?
Okay, if it were a Glazer getting married or whatever the situation would be, you could sort of accept it because maybe a number of bucks would have gone to the wedding party.
And Skip, if it's in Miami, okay, you're in Tampa, you can jet down to Miami, you back.
Okay, so here's the issue of logistics for me is once you decide to go to the party, which I'm shocked Tom decided to go,
Correct.
even though he loves Mr. Kraft like a second father, right?
Correct. I agree.
But it's the season. It's Pittsburgh. It's a game that obviously they didn't take seriously enough, but it's a game, if you blow it, you're going to fall to 3-3. How serious are you about this?
And Skip, you know how this works. Remember, winning masks a lot. Had they won this game, Tom Brady going to the wedding wouldn't even been the topic.
No.
We'd have never even mentioned it. But when you lose, and they say you learn more from a loss than you do in a win, I believe you do.
All right, so logistically, I can't fault Tom because once you decide to go to the party, it's kind of hard if you're going to stay up pretty late on Friday night. I don't know, Elton John played, and who else? Meek Mill was there. Meek Mill and Ed Sheeran. There are a bunch of celebrities. So they're all going to play into the evening, and it's going to go until, 2 o'clock?
Right.
Okay. Well, if you have a private jet waiting for you, are you going to fly all the way back to Tampa? What's it, 3 hours, maybe? Two and a half?
Maybe a little bit, but probably about three.
Okay, about 3 hours. So you fly all the way back to Tampa. Usually on Saturday, certainly for an early game at Pittsburgh that would have kicked at 1 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah.
When I used to fly with the Cowboys, they would leave at 10 a.m. on Saturday before Sunday game. Is that about?
We are. I would leave. I was standard 3:30. We left 3:30.
That late?
3:30. Yep.
Even for a 1 o'clock kickoff?
Yep.
Wow.
We didn't have a whole lot of 1 o'clock kickoff, Skip. Flying all the way back east, Buffalo. We played Buffalo. A 1 o'clock game, and hell, we didn't end up leaving until like 7 o'clock because we got caught in a snowstorm. But for the most part, when we flew back east, we played Baltimore, Skip. It was a night game or it was a late afternoon game.
Okay, well, all I know is on the Jimmy Johnson flights, we would leave at 10 sharp, and if you didn't make it, you didn't make it. The door was going to close without you.
Yeah.
So the point is, I don't know exactly when they were going to take off, but my problem is, once you go, well, then it makes a lot more sense to get better sleep and just go to Pittsburgh,
right? Exactly,
Because the private flight from Teterboro, wherever he's going to fly from in New Jersey, to Pittsburgh is an hour and a half, maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So the point is, I was shocked that Tom went, Mr. Kraft or no Mr. Kraft, because it comes across to your teammates as a semi-retirement move. It comes across as I'm now enjoying life kind of move. I'm not taking football as seriously as I used to take it.
Skip, because the way guys look at it, anything that you do outside of your ordinary routine, people like, man, Tom would have never done that in New England. When Tom first got to Tampa,
he would have done it if it were Mr. Kraft.
Right. I'm just saying.
But for anybody else, like a friend of his,
you're not doing under Coach Belichick. You ain't taking no private jet going nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, if it's your owner and from Boston to New York, hey, what's that hour flight?
But as a New England Patriot, I don't know, I'm off the top of my head. One of his sisters had gotten married on a Friday night during the football season. Tom's saying, "I'm sorry, I can't make it."
No, you have to. You plan accordingly.
You got to plan it around.
You plan the wedding around.
If you want me to be there, do it in March, right? Okay,
exactly.
Do it in April.
Skip, you remember Caruso?
Yep.
His sister got married, but they went in the bubble. He would have had to break quarantine. He said, "No, baby, I'm sorry. I ain't gonna be able to do it."
Caruso,
Alex Caruso. So that's how it looks, Skip. It just looks bad that. And it's not like we're not playing well. We know Skip Tampa, the Bucks know they're not playing well.
They have not played well.
On either side of the football lately. And so Tom, you going.
Okay, they did beat Atlanta, which now starts to loom fairly large, but go ahead.
But Skip, I mean, if you think about it.
They have not played well the whole year.
They scored 12 points. They scored 18 points. They scored 19 points. They scored 31 in the loss. So they're not scoring. They're not as precise as we thought they would be.
Agreed.
And so if I'm a team, I'm like, well, Tom, bro, we get it. You're not here Wednesday. Got no problem with Wednesday, Skip, because a lot of the vets, hey, get a guy an extra day off, let him recover. But, bro, you already, guys are probably looking at you like, damn, where's Tom? Where's Tom?
That is correct, because I've flown on a bunch of those flights, and when the doors closed and somebody had missed,
exactly who it is.
It's like wildfire through the plane. You know who it was, and everybody's buzzing about it for the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
So
I always laugh because somebody, first of all, that's a very expensive trip.
Yep.
Because you have to pay for your own to get there, and out of your pocket, and Mike gonna tax you.
That is correct. So here's the punchline to this and the bottom line to this. There's a football coach in New England who coaches under Mr. Kraft.
Right.
He did not go. Bill Belichick did not attend on Friday night because I'm sure he told Mr. Kraft, I'm sorry, I got a game to prepare for.
Yeah.
I can't risk doing this.
And that's the thing, Skip, you got to respect about him. The grind is the grind. It does not stop whether I got Tom Brady or I got Bailey Zappi, who's playing unbelievable.
He is. I'm going to start calling him Brady Zappi. How about that?
He's playing unbelievable. But that's just. But Skip, I don't think you could ever question. The one time we did question Skip, we remember in the Super Bowl when he showed up to the Minnesota. We're like, man, Coach Belichick ain't never been out on a Super Bowl week night.
He went to an NBA game.
I'm like, whoa. Tom, it's just. It's not a good look.
Nope.
It's not a good look for Tom to leave his team, especially when they're not playing as well. And guys, I don't care what they won't tell you. Everybody gonna say, "Oh no, we cool with it." They're questioning Tom's commitment to this thing this year, Skip.
For once, I agree. I cannot defend Tom Brady on this one. I believe it sent a resounding message through the team. I think it did not help them take this game at Pittsburgh as seriously as it deserved to be taken, because they were wounded tigers, man.
Right.
They were going to come out scratching and clawing for Mike Tomlin yesterday. And even though Todd Bowles said after the game that Tom missed zero of the prep, all the practice time, but he did miss a walkthrough.
Right.
And I don't care if it means nothing. It means something psychologically.